Introduction for questions 6 to 10. Note that the function g of x can be written as f of x plus 7. This means that x is replaced with x plus 7 in the function f of x. The graph of f of x equals x cubed is shown below. Make a conjecture about the graph g of x equals x minus 3 cubed. Now remember, in that last one, we put plus 7 and it shifted that graph to the left. So what do we think this minus 3 is going to do to the graph? If I had to take a guess, I think it's going to move the graph right 3 units. Graph both on the graphing calculator and then sketch, label at least a few points. Okay, so we have x to the third power, and then here we're going to have x minus 3 to the third power. We're going to graph both of those. Notice that the picture stayed where it was and it just shifted, looks like 3 units. So the point that was at 0, 0 has now gone to 3, 0. The point that was at 1, 1 has now gone to 4, 1. And the point that was at negative 1, negative 1 has now gone to 2, negative 1. Like so. So I'm going to say C above graph. Number 8, revisit your original conjecture in item 6 about the graph of g of x and revise it if necessary. How does the graph of g of x differ from the graph of f of x? The graph has moved three units right. How does the value of k in the equation f parentheses x plus k change the graph of the function of f of x? Okay. If k is positive, the graph shifts left. If k is negative, the graph shifts right. All right, let's take a look at 10. The changes to the graph in items 1 through 8 are examples of a transformation called horizontal translations. 10. The figure shown shows the graph of the function f of x equals 2 to the x power. Without using a graphing calculator, sketch the graph of f parentheses x plus 8, which is 2 to the x plus 8 on the grid. So show me what it does. Well, if this says plus 8, based on what I wrote here, if k is positive, we think that the graph is going to shift left that many units. So here's at 0, so that's going to move to negative 8. Here it's at 1, so that's going to move to negative 7. We have this value at 2, so that's going to move to 6, negative 6, sorry. Something along those lines. So I'd put C graph. Use a graphing calculator to check your graph. Revise your graph if necessary. So the two functions were 2 to the x, and this one is 2 to the x plus 8. First graph is the original. This graph that's coming in now, which is shifted over to the left, is the new graph. And if I went and graphed those points and traced them, it is 8 units. So no revision was necessary. On the next slide, you're going to see a fill in the blank. Go ahead and take a moment to get this information copied down before moving on to your debriefing question.